Hey YouTube, today we're going to talk about money dates and my 3 tips for having fun and a very informative date with your partner. So stay tuned. Hi, and welcome to my Stay at Home Adventures, the YouTube channel. My name is Joyce, and I am the creator of my Stay at Home Adventures. I am a mom, a wife, a special need advocate. I recently started a podcast called Mom Autism Money. I am a wannabe gardener, and I am very passionate about budgeting and living a frugal lifestyle. Budgeting is important for any family, but budgeting is just one tool in managing your family finances. Another way to keep both your finances and your relationship healthy is having regular money dates with your partner. What is a money date? A money date is a weekly or monthly check-in that you have as a couple. It's a chance to dive into your finances and make sure you're spending and saving for the life you both want. But if you are a sister wife, then will be the wife and the husband. Okay, anyway. So there's 3 tips for having money dates that are both informative and most importantly fun. And the reason why is because you want to look forward to this date since you're going to be doing them regularly. So let's start with tip number 1. A little prep work goes a long way. The most successful money dates are the ones where you do little prep work in advance. First, I recommend scheduling the date ahead of time, just like you do with a regular date. Talking about money can be rough, and couples often want to avoid it. That's why it's so important to put them on the calendar ahead of time and stick to the date. That way, you can hold yourself accountable to regularly having an open and honest conversation. When you put money dates on the calendar ahead of time, you also know it's coming. So you can make a list of particular topics you want to cover together. Plus, you can take a look at your bank statements ahead of time and make a list of the transactions that you want to review together, especially if you're splitting your expenses. Okay, real talk here. I know many of you are going to comment about having joint accounts versus not having joint accounts. Just like my family is different than your family, so are personal finances. There is nothing wrong with splitting expenses or joint expenses. You have to do what works for you and your family. What is important is that you are working to achieve the goals and plans you both have set for your family. Tip number 2, talk through the big 3: cash, debt, and goals. There are 3 areas that we recommend couples cover during each and every money day: their cash flow, debt, and future goals. And here what this looks like. Set and check in on your short and long-term goals. If this is your first money date, you want to spend some time talking about your short-term and long-term as a couple. Short-term goals could include things like buying a new Dyson, while long-term goals could include buying a new home or paying off student loan debt. Spend some time talking about what all your dreams are, individually and as a couple, or even as a family, so you can support each other in getting there. Plus, it helps to put your finances in context. It's a whole lot more fun to talk about saving money when you know you're both on the same page about taking a family vacation, for example, in the next 6 months. We recommend spending a fair amount of time on setting your goals during your first money date. In subsequent money dates, you'll start by checking in on your goals and seeing what progress you made towards them. Track your money cash flow. This is actually easier than it sounds. It involves looking over what you earn, spend, and save as a couple. There are tons of ways to track that, from spreadsheets to free apps like Seda and Honeydew. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing Seda or Seda, but check them out. I'll link them below. If you're splitting your expenses and don't have any joint accounts, you should also use this time to review any shared expenses and make sure that you're set up. This also has the potential to be a more tense part of the conversation if you don't set some ground rules initially. Recognize that you both come into a relationship with different money habits, histories, and different spending habits. Instead of getting frustrated, give yourself the space to be honest and open without judgment. Then think about how you can support each other as a team and come up with practical ideas for building money saving habits. Check in on your debt. It's likely that one or both of you came into the relationship with debt, whether student loan debt, credit card debt, or other existing loans such as car or mortgage. Use your money date to check in on where you stand with your debt, whether it's going up or down since your last money date. Clearing your debt is likely going to be one of the long-term goals as a couple, but this process can take a while, so make sure you're reasonable about your goals. After all, you want to pay down your debt in a way that still lets you live your life. Revisit your goals. Before rounding out your money date, circle back to those short and long-term goals. Do you need to adjust your goals in a way based on what you saw when you look at your cash flow and debt? Are there any upcoming events or expenses that you want to make sure you are prepared for, like kids' birthday or tax season? This should be a fluid part of the conversation where you talk through how you pay for things or where you might fall short. Tip number 3, and my last tip: celebrate. You did it. You successfully have fun and a productive conversation about your finances as a couple and as a family. So treat yourself to a little something. Go get ice cream with your kids, let yourself binge watch your favorite TV show for the night, or order a pizza for the family and give yourself the night off. The point is to end the date with something fun, so you remember why you're having this conversation in the first place. Of course, there's one last thing. Put something on the calendar for your next money goal. So there you have it, my 3 tips on how you can have a productive and fun money date. What tips do you have for me? Let's share some tips below. Until then, see ya.